guys, Kristin LaVanway here. So I keep getting asked this question lately. Is the Phoenix real estate market headed for a crash? And I understand why people are concerned, because the market right now is got a real strong 2005 vibe to it. You know, there's no inventory, there's no houses, you know, it's a little disconcerting. I definitely want to answer that question for you. Hang on just a second. All right, I want to make sure I get you this information because I know it's on everyone's mind. Is the Phoenix real estate market going to crash in 2020? My sources say no. There you go. Oh, yeah. You probably want something that's a little more data-based, right? A little more facts and figures. You know I can do that for you. So let's start out with the basics. Economics of 101, supply and demand. Those are the two factors, right, that determine whether prices go up and down. If supply is high, prices tend to go down. If demand is high, prices tend to go up, and vice versa. Right now, our supply is really low, but surprisingly, demand is pretty normal. I know this because I am a huge fan of Michael Orr's Cromford report, and he measures this for us. And right now, yeah, demand is pretty normal. It's just that our supply is really low. We have like half as many houses as we need to service the Phoenix metro area. Now in 2005, I don't know if you can remember back that far, but it was the opposite. Supply was actually normal back then. We had a normal supply, but demand was really high. And that's what was driving up the prices. There was a large availability of money. Basically, if your dog had good enough credit score, your dog could get a loan. I mean, it was easy to get money, and people were buying homes and then sitting on them for 6 months, 8 months, and then pocketing like 40, 50 grand. They weren't even bothering to move in or rent them or anything. You can see why that would be a problem, because when the money supply dried up, there was all this vacant house inventory sitting there, and people were way over leveraged, and it was like a house of cards. It just tumbled down. What we have right now is people buying homes to live in. We do have investors buying properties, but for the most part, majority of people are buying homes to live in them or to rent them, so there's not that many vacant homes. People who are buying homes now don't have access to those crazy loans back then. 80-20 loans, you know, where you could borrow your down payment money, all this crazy. You have to put some skin in the game. And so even though it might be a low down payment, it's still money that you're gonna lose if you let the house go into foreclosure. So that's a huge difference between the two time periods. But you might be thinking to yourself, and I don't blame you, well, prices are supposed to go up. I mean, they've already gone up 7% here in Metro Phoenix in the last 4 months. And you're thinking, well, isn't that gonna make this crazy start happening again? People are gonna speculate, buy homes, sit on them, that kind of stuff. Well, if that were to happen, here's the thing. It's not like the market turns on a dime. It's more like a cruise liner. These shifts happen slowly. And my buddy Michael Orr has a way to measure those shifts with the Cromford Market Index. He knows where we are in supply, where we are in demand, but he also has an overall index that shows what the market's doing as far as pricing. It's based on historical values, trends, norms, puts it all in this index, and we can track whether prices are heading up or down. You can follow along and see how well it did in predicting the shifts in price trends that we've seen over, you know, the last, 15 years for sure. You can see that it was well predicted that prices were going to plummet based on the movement of the Cromford Market Index. It shifted well before the prices did, so it gives you a big heads up. However, he tracks a lot of other data points, so we have more information now than we did back then to really see what's going on in our market and give us a heads up as to what's happening. Sales prices are the last domino to fall. A lot of other things are going to change before the prices change. So the Cromford Market Index is the leading predictor. That's going to be the first thing you're going to see change. Next thing you're going to want to watch for is days of inventory. Right now it's staying pretty flat. because our supply is so low, it's really about as low as it can get. The next two things you're gonna see change are pending listings and the contract ratio, which is the ratio of active listings to listings under contract. That's going way up right now, way up. So if the contract ratio is above 100, that means there's more homes under contract than there are actively listed. That is not something you wanna see. That's like a frenzy. Next up is the monthly sales rate, and that's actually gone down from last month, but that's not really a red flag because it actually is up from last year. And remember, there's seasonal trends we have to watch for too, right? The listing success rate, same deal. It's down a little bit, up from last year. Again, that seasonality is gonna factor in there. And then finally, you're gonna see the pending dollars per square foot and the sales dollars per square foot changing. We just came off a 7% appreciation rate over the last 4 months. Local experts are predicting a small increase over the next month, maybe 0.4%, just to kind of catch us up. So there's a lot of factors in this if you kind of look at it from a microscopic point of view. We've got seasonality change, we've got the change in types of products that are coming on the market. You know, the high-end homes tend to change that dollars per square foot value a lot, even though prices aren't necessarily going up. And as they come off the market, that's going to come down. So you see those seasonality shifts. So the best thing to do is step back, look at some averages, look at annual averages and look for the shifts. And as we start to see those change, then we can act accordingly. So right now, every single sign points to prices going up and probably going up significantly for at least the next 6 months. We'll just kind of keep an eye on things and see how it looks for the last half of the year. A lot of that depends on our supply. If more people put their houses on the market, well, then we should see, you know, some sort of a balancing act there. And here's the thing, guys, real estate is local. So there are areas in the Metro Phoenix area that are crazier, like the East Valley, like Goodyear, areas where they're building new builds, the demand tends to be higher. Areas like Gilbert, Chandler, supply is just so freaking low that, yeah, there's going to be some craziness there. But if you look in some areas like Maricopa, Casa Grande, there's even signs of a balanced market in some ways. Bottom line is this. Again, real estate is a long-term investment. If you're looking, you know, like a day trader kind of thing, that is really difficult to do in real estate. But if you're looking back at long-term trends, it's very easy to see shifts. So you can either check your Magic 8 Ball on a regular basis or just check back with me. I'll keep you posted with my videos to let you know what's going on in the Phoenix real estate market. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you know where to find me, Kristin here at Phoenix.com. That's where. Go out there and make it a beautiful day.